So I came in for an appointment. I'd been on a holiday and I got back from holiday. I woke up one Monday morning, in the most excruciating pain I'd ever been in. And I ended up, trying to understand what was wrong with myself. I had pain on my shoulder. I couldn't lift my arm up. I had to grab my other arm and move it around to get it kind of working without being in pain. So I spent 2 days like this, absolute pain, not being able to sleep. So I eventually decided I can't continue with this pain, and booked an appointment to come in and see what can be done. So I woke up on the Monday morning. I tried to take, just the usual Nurofen plus any kind of over-the-counter medication that I had available to myself to try and alleviate the pain, but none of the kind of usual medication, painkillers helped at all. So eventually I got to the point where I had tried everything possible over the counter, and next thing I knew, I just needed to come in and get that kind of medical attention, medical speciality to get that taken care of. The appointment booking process was straightforward. I managed to call in. I spoke to the receptionist, very friendly, managed to find a slot for me. The appointment was very informative. Obviously you're sitting in pain, so you kind of want to come in and just get to the end result, but you obviously don't need to go through the process. So it's very informative. As normally you can go into a physio appointment and you're kind of going in blind because things are under the skin, you can't really see it. You kind of, yes, you can say it's over here, but having the advantage of having a scan can actually pinpoint, and you can clearly see what the root cause of the issue was. So it was very informative in terms of it being able to identify the root cause of the issue. How was the injection procedure? So, I'm generally very afraid of needles, I guess, or wary of having anything injected. But the whole procedure was very straightforward, very unnoticeable in terms of pain. I was expecting this. I could actually watch as the needle went in on the scan, so I could see it going in, and thinking at the same time, okay, this is going to be horrendous, because I could actually physically see the needle going in there. Plus, I had this kind of fear of needles. But once the needle had gone in, wasn't actually painful. It was slightly uncomfortable, but there's a little bit of a numbness as it went in. And then that was the first kind of anesthetic that I believe was injected, before then going on to the second dose, which was the steroids into the shoulder. So in terms of the overall kind of procedure and how that felt, I thought it was very well done in terms of being able to go in there and not cause me kind of the pain that I built myself up to expect. Shoulder, after the procedure, I could, as I left, I could start to feel it. The anesthetic kicked in. You could feel the pain slowly going away. I can still hang it, because the key thing is, you can still walk normally because the shoulder was kind of hanging down. So I was able to, get up, leave. I could feel it getting slightly better, a bit more movement as I made my way home, knowing that the real test would be when I got home and you kind of move the shoulder into a different position, and it's not just hanging. You kind of then have to lift it up, and that was where the pain was. So by the time I got home, I could actually start to feel, okay, wow, this is actually, it's the impact is, I wouldn't say immediate, but you could feel it within the expected time, a lot quicker than any other kind of medication I could have taken to relieve that. From memory, I would say it took about a day and a half, 2 days max to settle. I was kind of thinking, from the advice I was given, that I might have kind of some secondary pain brought in by the steroids, but luckily that never happened. So I went in about 2 days later, the pain was gone completely, to the point where you almost forgot that you had the pain initially. You could think you could go back to doing kind of any exercise and probably doing the same thing that initially caused the pain and caused the injury. But having a consultation with the physio, just to say, don't do anything now, just let it heal properly, give it X amount of time to allow it to completely heal before then slowly going back into your kind of working your way to your normal routines, back to any kind of gym kind of activity and that. I am back playing my sports. Probably took, as mentioned, about 2 days before the pain had gone, and it probably took about a week and a half to 2 weeks before kind of any niggly feeling had kind of settled in. So now it feels like it never happened. So I'm back to playing all sports, and without any kind of thing in the back of my mind saying, just hold on now, you could potentially still strain it. I would recommend OC injections, very much from the pain I was going in through for the quick turnaround. It definitely was the best choice I've made in terms of getting to the root cause, understanding the root cause, and being able to actually then have the injection and have a quicker recovery period.